In 2022, I was working as a security guard for a high-rise apartment complex in Chicago. The building wasn't fancy by any means, but it catered to a mix of residents, young professionals, retirees, and a few families. I'd worked there for about a year and was used to the quiet monotony of the night shifts. Most nights were uneventful, save for the occasional noise complaint or a late-night delivery. But one particular night made me question everything I thought I knew about reality. It was a bitterly cold February night, and the wind howled outside, rattling the windows in the lobby. The shift started like any other. I made my rounds, checking the entrances and exits, ensuring everything was locked up tight. By 1 a.m., the building was silent, with most residents asleep or tucked away in their units. I was sitting at my desk, half watching the grainy feed from the security cameras, when I noticed something strange on one of the monitors. The camera covering the 14th floor hallway had started to glitch, the image flickering and distorting. This wasn't unusual. Our system was old and prone to malfunctions, but as I leaned in for a closer look, I realized something was moving in the hallway. At first, I thought it was a resident. A dark figure was standing near the far end of the corridor, just out of reach of the camera's dim infrared light. I radioed up to the floor, announcing myself in case someone needed assistance, but there was no response. Grabbing my flashlight and clipboard, I took the elevator to the 14th floor. The hallway was unnervingly quiet, the air thick with an almost suffocating stillness. The fluorescent lights overhead buzzed faintly, casting a pale, sterile glow over the carpeted floor. As I walked down the corridor, I felt a strange pressure building in my chest, as if something heavy was pressing against me. I tried to shake it off, chalking it up to fatigue or the cold, but the feeling only grew stronger as I neared the end of the hall. When I reached the spot where I'd seen the figure on the monitor, there was nothing there, just the closed doors of the apartments and the soft hum of the heating system. I shined my flashlight around, looking for any signs of movement, but the space was empty. Satisfied that it was likely a glitch in the camera, I turned to head back to the elevator. That's when I heard it. A soft knock. It came from the door to apartment 1408, one of the vacant units. I froze, my pulse quickening. There shouldn't have been anyone in there. The apartment had been empty for weeks, and the locks were all secure. "Hello?" I called out, trying to keep my voice steady. The knock came again, louder this time. 3 sharp raps, as if someone or something was demanding to be let in. I approached the door cautiously, every instinct telling me to turn around and leave. But my job required me to investigate, so I reached for the doorknob. It was ice cold to the touch. I unlocked the door and pushed it open, my flashlight cutting through the darkness of the empty apartment. The air inside was freezing, far colder than the rest of the building. The faint smell of burnt wood lingered, sharp and acrid. The apartment was bare, no furniture, no signs of anyone living there. But as I stepped inside, I noticed something strange on the floor near the center of the living room. A small pile of ash, perfectly circular, lay on the carpet. I moved closer, a flashlight trembling in my hand. The ash looked almost deliberate, as if someone had carefully placed it there. Then, I heard it, a low, guttural growl, coming from somewhere deep within the apartment. My heart pounded as I spun around, shining my flashlight in every direction. The sound grew louder, filling the empty space with a sense of malevolence I couldn't describe, and then I saw it. A figure was standing in the shadows near the far wall, its outline barely visible in the dim light. It was tall and impossibly thin, with limbs that seemed too long for its body. Its eyes glowed faintly, 2 pinpricks of light in the darkness. "Who's there?" I shouted, my voice cracking. The figure didn't move. It just stood there, watching me. I stumbled backward, nearly dropping my flashlight. The growl turned into a low, rumbling laugh that seemed to echo all around me. Without thinking, I bolted for the door, slamming it shut behind me. My hands shook as I locked it and backed away, my breath coming in ragged gasps. The hallway was still empty, but the oppressive feeling lingered, wrapping around me like a shroud. I hurried back to the elevator, refusing to look back. When I returned to the lobby, I checked the cameras again. The feed for the 14th floor was completely black now, the signal lost. I reported the incident to my supervisor the next morning, but he dismissed it as a prank or a figment of my imagination. The maintenance team checked the apartment later that day and found no trace of the ash or anything else unusual. I quit the job a week later. To this day, I can't explain what I saw that night, but every now and then, I have nightmares about that figure. Its glowing eyes watching me from the darkness. And sometimes, late at night, I think I can still hear the sound of knocking 3 sharp raps, always just out of reach. If you enjoyed this chilling story and want to hear more like it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more spine-tingling tales every week. Let me know in the comments what would you have done if you were in my shoes that night. Also, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the shadows hold more than just darkness.